I look at these skyscrapers and say, not only can I get up there and do that, but then I go, oh wait, hold on, movie is fake, yep, and that's reality, and I'm good with my feet on the ground.
These stunts are insane in this movie. We've seen you do some things, but I think you've topped yourself.
Well, that's always the goal. The goal is to kind of one-up yourself and not necessarily make things crazier, but just hopefully just in a way better. So look, I give it up for Rawson Thurber, our writer and director. He wrote this phenomenal script that was an homage to the diehards in the Towering Infernos, the cliffhangers, the fugitives. And audiences have been loving the movie, and that's all you could really ask for. Here we are in the summer. We're in New York, big premiere.
What do you think the stunt that people are going to walk away with, just going, like, jaw on the floor?
I think jaw on the floor stunt will probably be the big stunt that everybody has been talking about. We're running off the crane and jumping. Scientists have been debating whether or not this could possibly happen. And one scientist from UCF, UCF has said it can happen. So I think it's that, but also it's also an homage to a lot of the stunts in the movie. Like, for example, Neve Campbell is not a damsel in distress. She's not waiting for me to save her. She's kicking ass and saving her babies and doing a lot of her own stunts, by the way. And when you do talk to her, she's going to kill me. She went so hardcore for this movie with her stunts, didn't say a word, and hurt her back, continued to shoot for like another month, and then had to have back surgery. Like, she was hardcore. When you talk to her, she was hardcore. Very proud of her.
And what did you have to do to entice him to do all these insane stunts?
Mostly just protein. Yeah, just protein, or you jangle a little set of keys right by the camera to make him look. Yeah. No, I mean, Dwayne was so excited about it. This is a role unlike you've ever seen him before. He's never seen Dwayne this vulnerable, and his performance is fantastic, and I'm so proud of him.
I mean, he's down to earth. He's funny. He's really a nice guy. I'm not trying to pat him up.
Right.
He really is kind of a down to earth guy and real professional.
It's funny, as a producer, you never want to say no. It's like it's almost like a trick you learn coming up. There's no such thing as no. You're always going to figure it out, and maybe you'll parlay it into something else. There was one time, and I'll tell you, it's very funny. So we were filming a scene where Dwayne's in the big fight scene, and it's with all the mirrors and everything. And one of the stunt guys is a former UFC fighter. And he was putting Dwayne in a rear naked choke, and Dwayne wasn't happy. He didn't think it was selling. So unbeknownst to us, he told him, he goes, listen, brother, on this one, sink it in. And the guy's like, are you sure? He goes, sink it in. We're watching the take, and we're like, oh, he's sinking it in right now. Dwayne's eyes are rolling. And then they cut, and Dwayne was coming back. He's like, yeah, I told him to sink it. And we're like, he clearly didn't tell us because he knew we'd all be raising our hands going, hey, please, please.
Oh, it's tricky, because it's not nothing, but, you have your green screen, and then you have your practical sets. And then you try to navigate that, and you're moving, and all these visual effects cameras around you. It's like a dance, right? Pretty much, it's like the choreography for a dance. So it was very challenging.
All right, so this fight scene is like out of control and intense. I mean, was there a point where you're like, okay, I can't do that?
Oh yeah, that was the point where I tore the meniscus in my right knee and went home.
You're like, and I'm done.
Yeah, there was a point where I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore because I have to go get surgery. And I came back. It's all good. I did it. I was like a month out of having surgery on the right knee, and I tried to come back too fast. And then in the course of shooting, we were actually, thank God, we were on the very last move of the fight, and I tore the meniscus in my left knee. So then I had to come back and shoot my death scene, and a sad story ended happily.
You are committed 110%.
110%.
For you, was there something that inspired you back when you were a kid that you were like, someday I want to make a movie like?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was 8 years old, my mom took me to see Raiders of the Lost Ark at this little 2-screen theater in Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And I fell in love with movies at that moment, and wanted to make an action picture since then.